In this video, I'll be teaching you guys about logic gates. So, these are the first three logic gates I'm going to cover. Of course, I'm going to cover more in this video, but these are the three main ones that you kind of need to know. That's why I'm talking about them first. But this first one is called the NOT gate. And it's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. So let's treat X as an input. And let's treat Y as the output. There's only one input and one output for a NOT gate. So for this NOT gate, let's say the input was 0 or 1, right? Now, here's the thing about logic gates. They only do logic in binary, which means they only do logic with ones and zeros. So the only inputs and the only outputs can be ones and zeros. That's the foundation of how computers work, right? So you can have two possible inputs and two possible outputs for a NOT gate. All right, let's go ahead and use something called a truth table. So this truth table has the inputs on the left and the outputs on the right. And the thing about this truth table is it's very, very helpful. Okay, and you'll see why as you go through this video, because you don't have to keep everything in your head. You can write it down. But let's say that there's an input 0 and an input 1. Those are the only two possible combinations of inputs for a NOT gate. So what are the possible outputs? Well, the output of a NOT gate is simply the opposite. It just flips the binary. So if you are a 0 for the input, then your output is 1. If your input is 1, your output is 0. Right? Basically, it just flips the value, the binary value. So it finds the opposite. So remember, NOT gates turn zeros to ones and ones 0. Very simple. And they look like this, with a triangle with a circle in front of them. All right, how about for this gate? Well, this gate is what we call an AND gate. And an AND gate this time has two possible inputs, 0, 1 and 0, 1, right? But what are the combinations for these two possible inputs? Well, we can have 0, 0. We can have 0, 1. We can have 1, 0. And we can have 1, 1, right? So if we write down all those possible combinations, this is what your truth table looks like. 1, 0, 0, 1. Oh, wait, what did I say that? I said 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. And what does the AND gate do? Well, the AND gate only outputs 1, so the Z is the output. It only outputs 1, the value, binary value 1, when both of them are 1. So when both the inputs are 1, that's the only time when the AND gate outputs a 1. And the thing about the name of the AND gate is that it's quite self-explanatory. It's AND, right? If input 1 and input 2 are both 1, then your output is 1. If 1 and 2, input 1 and input 2, and input 1 and input 2 aren't both 1, then the output is not 1, right? It's literally in the name. So how about this gate right here? Well, this is called an OR gate. Yes. The logic same applies. You can take a guess. Take a guess what the OR gate does. Right. It's pretty similar. The names of them actually help you. The names of the gates actually help you learn what the outputs will be. But the OR gate has, again, two inputs. So the possible combinations for inputs are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So for an OR gate, these are the outputs. Well, for 0, 0, the output is 0. But for the rest, it's 1. So if either input 1 or input 2 are 1, then the output is 1. Right? It's OR. Input 1 or input 2 or input 1 or input 2, right? Or either of them can be 1, then the output will be 1. Right. So the only time when the OR gate is equal to 0 is when the inputs are both 0. Now, let's talk about the mathematical representations of these. Most of the time, you'll see them as logic gates. You'll see the symbol right here, right, in a circuit. And of course, these circuits can get pretty complicated, and I'll put that into another video, of course, because this is just an introduction. But for this NOT gate, the symbol, oftentimes you're going to see it with the input, or the variable from the input could be x. It could be A. Some people use A, some people use X, some people use different characters, okay? You might more often see it as A, but you can see it as X as well, like in this video. But let's go ahead and use X. Stay consistent. When you see a NOT gate, the mathematical symbol for this is X bar. So if you see a bar on the top of this, this just stands for a NOT gate. So if you can set this equal to an output, Y in this case, then this bar at the top of this X simply tells you, okay, whatever the input for the X is, just do a NOT gate on it. All right, that's what the bar stands for. You might sometimes see this as a prime symbol. Both can work, right? But X bar and X prime are both representations for the NOT gate if you want to just write it down and not draw the symbol. All right, how about for an AND gate? Well, for an AND gate, the AND gate is a multiplication sign. It's like a dot, sort of. And this kind of makes sense, right? If either the inputs are 0, then you're multiplying 0 by 1, right? So if this was 0, 0, well, the output would just be 0, right? If this was 0, 1, well, 0 times 1 is still 0. If this is 1, 0, oh, 1 times 0 is still 0. But what about 1 times 1? Well, 1 times 1 is 1. So, like, this multiplication symbol makes quite a bit of sense for the AND gate. And what about for the OR gate? For the OR gate, simply a plus, right? And again, the logic makes sense as well for the OR gate, right? If the input was 0, 0, well, 0 plus 0 is just 0. If the input was 0 and 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. If the input is 1, 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, right? And if the input is 1, 1, well, technically 1 plus 1 is 2. But there's no 2 in binary, so you could just assume this is just a 1, right? So the plus symbol and the multiplication symbol for both AND and OR gates make sense, right? So these are the mathematical, or I guess more written examples of what your gates would look like. And these are more of the visual example of what your gates would look like. But let's move on to more of the gates. Now we're on to these two new gates. And this kind of looks like an AND gate with a circle in front of it, right? Kind of looks like maybe the head of a bullet. And this right here kind of looks like the OR gate, right? The tip of an arrow, let's say. But both of these have two main differences. There's a circle in front of it. You need to watch out for this circle because this circle stands for a NOT. It stands for NOT. So technically, this guy right here, what we call a NAND gate, just has an N in front of it. So you can kind of think of it as NOT plus AND. You take the first letter out the N and you put it in front of the AND and you get NAND. Right? So all of these names are made by computer geeks, of course, and they like making things extremely simple. So this NAND gate is technically an AND gate, but knotted. So if you were to draw this consecutively, this is an AND gate right here, then you would simply put a NOT gate after it, and these two are equivalent. So the outputs would be the same for these. And I'll show you why. Let's go ahead and draw the truth table. These are the possible inputs for the truth table. And remember, for an AND gate, the outputs were 0, 0, 0, and 1, correct? Right? The only time when the output is 1 is when both the inputs are 1. Well, for a NAND gate, you actually reverse this. Instead of 0, 0, 0, and 1, you have to knot all these values. So you get 1, 1, 1, and 0. And fun fact, the thing about the NAND gate is that you can actually replicate the outputs for every single gate using just NAND gates, which is crazy. But this right here is the outputs for the NAND gate. And as you can tell, it's just the exact opposite of the outputs for the AND gate. Simply, all you need to do, if you're confused about this, is draw a regular NAND gate, write the outputs for the regular... wait, did I say NAND gate? Oh my God. Draw a regular AND gate and write the outputs for the regular AND gate, 0, 0, and 0, 1, and just reverse all of them. Put them all through a NOT gate like so. With the consecutive order of these logic gates, these two are equivalent, as I've said. All right, how about for a NOR gate? Well, this right here is a NOR gate. And again, the difference is the dot in the front, right? The original OR gate does not have a dot. But since you have a little circle in the front, well, you can kind of tell this is a mix of an OR gate and a NOT gate. So this is called a NOR gate. Well, the NOR gate, again, has two inputs. So we have 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So remember, for an OR gate, you get 0, 1, 1, 1, right? These are the outputs for an OR gate. If either of the inputs are 1, then the output will be 1. But for a NOR gate, it's the exact opposite. You simply look at the outputs for the NOR gate and then flip them around again. So the previous outputs were 0, 1, 1, 1 for the OR gate. But for the NOR gate now, all I did was put through all the outputs through a NOT gate. And as you can tell, I flipped all the values corresponding to the OR gate. So let's go ahead and write the written representations of these. So remember, for an AND gate, it was multiplication, right? And for a NOR gate, sorry, for an OR gate, it was addition. Well, you put these through a NAND gate. You put this for a NAND gate, simply put a bar on the top, just like you would do for a NOT. All right. All you need to do is put the bar throughout the entire equation, and this is a NOR gate. This represents a NAND gate in written form. You can also put a prime if you'd want, right? But I think a lot more people use the bar, so it really depends on what your professor wants. Just look at how he's writing down the board, what textbook he's using, and it should be fine. Well, these gates look slightly different, but they're basically the last of the very first logic gates that you're going to learn. This right here just simply looks like an OR gate, but it has a little curve at the bottom of it. That's the only difference. This looks like the curved new OR gate, but with the circle in front of it. And as you can already assume from a little bit of pattern recognition, that this circle just simply represents a NOT, right? Well, now let's talk about the names of these guys. This guy is called an exclusive OR gate. So this little line, this little curved line at the beginning, at the left side of the OR gate, simply represents exclusivity. And what does exclusive OR mean? Well, exclusive OR makes it so that the outputs are only 1 when only one of the inputs are 1. Okay, that was a lot of ones, but I said 1 like multiple times, but let's go ahead and reword that for non-English speakers. Let's see. So the output will be a binary value of 1 if only a single input, is 1. If both the inputs are 1, then you'll get a 0. And this makes sense. Exclusively or. One or the other, right? So it's exclusively one or the other. It's not one and the other. It's one or the other is equal to 1, right? So exclusive or, that's the logic behind it. And you can already guess the name of this. It's exclusive NOR, right? How creative. Put a dot in the front, they just put an N at the beginning of the name. But exclusive NOR, you can already guess, it's simply just the opposite of this. So 1, 0, 0, 1. Right. They're both simply just the opposites of each other. Just put the exclusive OR gate through another NOT gate, and you get exclusive NOR, which is the circle in front here. But let's go ahead and talk about the mathematical representations of these things. So the mathematical representation of exclusive OR, right? So for both of these guys, you had a plus for an OR. Well, exclusive OR is a plus with a circle. That's really all. It's a plus with a circle. This just stands for exclusive OR. But how about exclusive NOR? Well, again, you have the exclusive symbol, right? The plus with the circle, and you put the NOR symbol on top, the bar on top. So this right here stands for exclusive NOR in the written form. But that's really all for the video. Don't want to extend it, don't want to drag it too much, because of course seeing a 10-minute video is much more appealing to click than a 50-minute video to watch for logic gates. But as always, if you have any questions, put it down in the comment section. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, liking the video. Thanks for watching.